This is the most dangerous coast in Europe, where ancient traditions hide forbidden secrets underground. From the city of bones to the end of the world, this is the Portugal you were never told about. They call this place Tras os Montes, behind the mountains. For centuries, this was the forgotten corner of Europe, a land so isolated that even the kings of Portugal left it alone. But on August 12th, 2026, the eyes of the entire world will be fixed right here, because this remote wilderness lies directly in the path of a total solar eclipse. For 2 minutes, the sun will die, and this is the only place in the country where you can watch it happen. But before the crowds arrive, we wanted to find the origin of this land. We found a culture that predates the Romans, where they still wear the masks of the devil and worship the stone animals of a lost religion. This isn't just a guide to the eclipse. This is the story of the Land of Shadows. To understand this country, you must follow the water. The River Douro starts in the eclipse zone, but as it flows west, it transforms the landscape into pure gold. This is the oldest demarcated wine region in the world. For 2,000 years, men carved these terraces by hand just to grow the grapes that would fuel an empire. And at the end of the river lies the city that gave Portugal its name, Porto. It is a city of granite and iron, where the merchants built bridges to the sky and stored their liquid gold in the dark cellars of Gaia. Most tourists come here just to taste the wine, but the real story is in the river that brought it here. As we leave the river and head toward the coast, the ocean changes. This is Nazare. For centuries, this was just a quiet fishing village. The fishermen here knew the water was different. They called it the Widowmaker. But no one knew why the waves were so big until we looked underneath the surface. Just off the shore lies the Nazare Canyon, a tear in the Earth's crust, 3 miles deep, deeper than the Grand Canyon. It acts as a funnel, amplifying the ocean's energy and firing it at the lighthouse like a cannon. It creates the largest waves ever ridden by human beings. Water, the size of skyscrapers. In most places, the ocean is a place of peace. Here, it is a place of war. In the year 1307, the King of France gave a secret order to arrest every Knight Templar in Europe. He burned them at the stake and declared the order extinct. But he missed one country. Here in Portugal, the king refused to kill them. Instead, he gave them a new home, a fortress that would become the spiritual capital of the empire. Tomar. This is the convent of Christ, and inside these walls, history was rewritten. Look at the architecture. The round church was built to mimic the Temple of Solomon in Jerusalem. It was designed so the knights could attend Mass without ever getting off their horses. The Templars gave Portugal their gold, their maps, and their secrets. When you see the paintings of the ships that discovered the world, look closely at the sails. That red cross, that is not the flag of Portugal. It is the symbol of the Knights Templar. From the Golden River, we travel south, to a mountain that is wrapped in perpetual fog. Sintra. The kings of Portugal built their summer palaces here, but hidden in the forest lies something far more strange. The Initiation Well. This was not built for water. It was built for the soul. Legend says that the Knights Templar didn't just disappear. When the world hunted them down, they fled to Portugal. They changed their name to the Order of Christ. And here, deep underground, new members would descend into the darkness, walking 9 levels down, representing the 9 circles of hell, only to rise again into the light. This country wasn't just an empire of ships, it was an empire of secrets. But empires do not last forever. In 1755, Lisbon was the richest city in Europe, the capital of the world. Then, on the morning of All Saints' Day, the earth opened up. In just 9 minutes, a massive earthquake, a tsunami and a firestorm destroyed everything. The royal palaces, the maps of the world, the gold from the colonies, gone. But look at the city today. They didn't just rebuild it, they reinvented it. They built the first earthquake-proof city in history. A perfect grid of wide streets and light, rising from the ashes of the old world. Leaving the noise of the capital behind, we travel inland to the Oxford of Portugal, Coimbra. This is the oldest university in the country, and if the students look familiar, it is because J.K. Rowling lived here. These black capes inspired the uniforms of Hogwarts. But the real magic isn't in the classrooms, It is hidden behind heavy teak doors, inside the Jonina Library. It is a fortress of knowledge. Gold leaf covers the walls, forbidden books rest on the shelves. And at night, the guardians come out. A colony of bats lives inside the library walls. They are allowed to stay because they eat the insects that would destroy the ancient paper. In Coimbra, knowledge is so precious that even nature is recruited to protect it. Before we reach the end of the world, we must cross the golden plains of the Alentejo. Here lies the ancient city of Evora, a place where time seems to stand still. In the centre of town, the Romans left their mark, the Temple of Diana, still standing after 2,000 years. But just around the corner lies a reminder of our mortality. The Chapel of Bones. The walls are not made of stone, they're made of 5,000 human skeletons. Above the door, a warning is carved in stone. We bones that are here, for yours we wait. It is not meant to be scary. It was built by monks to teach us a lesson. That whether you are a king or a peasant, we all end up in the same wall. We have travelled from the dark mountains of the north to the golden plains of the interior. And now we've reached the end. This is Sagres. Before the age of science, the Romans called this place Promontorium Sacrum, the Holy Promontory. They believed this was the literal edge of the flat earth. They wrote that when the sun set here, you could hear it hiss as it was extinguished by the ocean. For thousands of years, this was the limit of human knowledge. Beyond these cliffs, only monsters and the abyss. But in the 15th century, a prince named Henry stood on these rocks and looked at the horizon. He didn't see an end. He saw a beginning. It was here that the caravels were designed. It was here that the maps were redrawn. And it was from this edge that humanity finally jumped into the unknown. Portugal is a small country, but it has a giant soul. It's a place where the old world meets the new, where the land ends and the sea begins. We have shown you the shadows. We have shown you the light. Now, it is time for you to see it for yourself. Welcome to the origin. Our journey through Portugal ends here, but the map is still vast. We are already planning our next expedition into the unknown. If you want to be there when we uncover the next piece of history, make sure you are subscribed. And if this documentary inspired you, please leave a like. It helps the algorithm guide other travellers right here to the origin. Until next time.